Hey guys, my name is Neha. We all know the importance of reading. However, still, sometimes it takes a backseat given our busy schedules of our lives. So here I am with my key takeaways on my most favorite and most impactful books. Today that book is going to be The Magic of Thinking Big. So my key takeaways from this book are the magic first of all, then the belief and its importance, then something very interesting called excusitis. Then we'll talk about thinking big, thinking creatively, thinking right towards people, and thinking like a leader. So the author starts this meeting with an example of a sales meeting that he had witnessed some time ago. That meeting was headed by a VP of the sales department of a particular organization, and along with him on the platform was a very ordinary looking fellow. His name was Harry, and he started by mentioning Harry's sales figures for that particular year, which was $60,000. And then when it was compared to the average of all the other in the team, it came down to be $12,000. So the difference was around 5 times. And then he went on to ask everybody else what they thought the difference between Harry and them was. Was he smarter than all of them? No, the personnel tests that were conducted some time ago in the organization did not say so. Was he more hardworking? No, in fact, he was the one who used to take more offs and more vacations than the others. Did he have better education, better territory, better health? No, the answers were no. Then finally it came down to his thinking, which was 5 times bigger than that of everybody else. He was so impressed by this incident, and after that he met and observed and interviewed a lot of people. But case history by case history, this fact for him got only proven more and more that there is magic in thinking big. The size of your bank account, your general satisfaction account, your happiness account, it all depends on how big you think. But if it's so evident that there is magic in thinking big, then why don't we all think big? That's because we are a product of our own environment, much of which does not really think big. To illustrate this, he gives an example of an HR friend of his who tells him that, for an example, if he posts 2 kinds of jobs, one for 10,000 and the other one for 25,000, he says he receives around 50 to 250 times more applications for this job than he does for this one. So imagine, out there is a job waiting for you that requires your kind of skills, your kind of education, experience and everything, but just because you're not able to think beyond, you don't get there. Interesting, isn't it? Okay, now we come on to belief. One of the biblical quotations states that belief can move mountains. Now some people will say, really, isn't that stupid? Such people misinterpret belief with wishful thinking. Of course, you cannot wish away a mountain. You cannot wish away into a leadership position. You cannot wish away into success. You have to really believe in it. Because belief is something that creates a "I'm positive I can" attitude, and that further develops how to do it attitude. Most people just keep wishing and don't get to that stage of how to do things. He gives an example of a young woman who wanted to establish a sales agency for mobile homes. Now, she wanted to refer to a few people and relatives and friends. She did for advice. However, all they had to say to her was that she should not and could not do it. Why? Because she lacked capital, she lacked experience, and the market was competitive. However, her belief in herself was so strong that first thing she did was identify and realize and accept these 3 things are true. That yes, she doesn't have enough money to start this business. She doesn't even have that experience to start a business per se, and also this industry. And of course, the third thing, that the market was very competitive at that point of time. However, she also knew that she had done her research so well that she could do a better job than anybody else in this industry. And that is how she began. It was her belief in herself that won her 2 investors, and also one of the manufacturers was ready to give her a loan inventory without any down payment. That is how she began her business, and the next time the author met her, she had already crossed $1 million and was about to double it up the next year. This is what belief does to you. Now, here's an interesting thing. Our mind is like a thought factory, producing umpteen number of thoughts in a day. And because it is a busy factory, it has hired two foremen, one Mr. Triumph and the other Mr. Defeat. Mr. Triumph is in charge of producing all the positive thoughts in your mind, and Mr. Defeat is in charge of producing all the negative thoughts in your mind. One peculiar thing about them is that they both snap at attention. That means you don't even have to say the complete thing, you just have to signal them. So for example, wake up in the morning, have a smile on your face and tell yourself, it's a nice sunny day. This immediately signals Mr. Triumph, and he comes into the picture and tells you various other positive things like, yes, it is a beautiful day. It's good to be alive. Plus, you'll have some time to catch up on some pending things and complete them to success. And there you go. In the first few minutes of your day, that is how your day is made. On the contrary, have a frown on your face and tell yourself, it's so hot or it's so cold. Immediately, Mr. Defeat comes and tells you a lot of other negative things. Yes, it's an awful day. Oh, you have so many meetings lined up. Oh, I'm sure the business is not gonna be good. I'm already feeling sick. There you go. That is how your day is made for that particular day. So you have to be cautious. Another important thing about these two are that the more work you give to one of them, the more personnel they hire, and the more manufacturing of those thoughts they do. So if you keep giving Mr. Defeat chances to produce more negative thoughts, he will hire more personnel in your mind, and there will come one day when there will not be Mr. Triumph anymore. So you have to be very cautious, and your immediate job is to fire Mr. Defeat right away and have only Mr. Triumph working for you. Hey everybody, thanks for watching my video. In my next segment, I'll talk about excusitis and how we must refrain from it, even though knowingly, unknowingly, we become a victim to it sometimes. Please join me for that. You have a lovely day ahead and lovely time. To share your feedback if possible, and I look forward to your support on my journey to making good content. Thanks, bye.